Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. The T26E5 Sheriff is back in the game, and it was available for crates first, so I didn't try to get it, I didn't review it because it was in crates, but now it's available for a freaking hefty price of 15,000 gold for the tank, which is pretty overpriced for most tier 8 premium tanks. I mean, the WZ121 GFT is OP, the Scorpion G could be considered OP. This tank, it is, well, basically a Pershing. A Pershing with the 240 Alpha gun, 90mm gun. It doesn't get the big gun that the Pershing can get, but it has two great traits, which you might like, or not. Well, everybody who has been watching the channel for a bit knows that I do like it. And one thing is gun depression. This tank has good gun depression. And one thing I like is DPM. And this tank has got good DPM. And it's American. And I like American tanks as well, because that's the first tech trees I went to. And actually the Pershing was my first tier 8 tank. So yeah, a bit of a soft spot really for this one. And it is a premium one. And I was kind of lying, well, not lying, maybe not completely telling the truth. It's available for 15,000 gold if you get it fully equipped and with the Sheriff's camouflage and obviously an avatar. And if you want to get it just as a tank as it is, just a regular tank, nothing else added, you can get it for 12,500 gold and you will get a garage slot. So yeah, that's somewhat useful, I guess. We're looking at two games today. This is Buff Daddy 3202, and we're going to take a look at Gladiator PB later on. They sent me their games through email, and they were the first games these guys played in the tank. They are regular subscribers. Gladiator has featured before. I think Buffy has been there as well too, and he's juking it out with his C29, as you can see. And there you can see that it's typical American in terms of mobility, of moving around. It fires APCR for your standard ammo, which is, well, quite good. You get heat for premium ammo and a useful HE shell. It's a 90mm gun only, so that HE shell will not do a lot. But the APCR, well, that's not bad. Don't think that if you get APCR you will get wicked penetration, because it's only 221, which sits middle of the pack when you're looking at all the tier 8 heavies, and if you're in the tier 9 battle, it's, well, just below average. Your heat penetration, however, is 265, which is good, but not epic. It's a bit better, 15 out of 29, considering looking at the tier 8 heavies all. And your HE shell, well, that's the lowest of them all, because it is a low caliber gun. It is a 90mm only, and you do damage of 270. Not very much worth it, but if you are running against, I don't know, Scorpion Gs, for example, Borseeks, Charioteers, if you can shoot them through the turret, SP1Cs, all those tanks in the low tiers, that can be a good thing. In the meantime, Buffy is kind of trading damage and not doing it that effectively, but luckily he gets some help from the guy in the Charioteer, and they clear player underscore number thingy in issue 152. And here Buffy makes a bit of a mistake of not going up on the ridge over here. He could have gone towards... go back, buddy. Just go back. Yeah, shoot this IS-3. That's good. That's one shot in. And you can trade with an IS-3, provided you do 2 shots for him doing 1 shot. And then you will have the upper hand, because your average alpha on your APCR is, believe it or not, 240. And that has me puzzled a bit. I mean, the Chieftain, Chieftain T95, that tank has a 90mm gun as well, while Buffy decided to trade with that Stura Emil, and he lost. Or he lost again. It's a draw, but it doesn't add to his win rate. But in terms of damage, quite a good one. Ace tanker as well. A little bit of assistance on the Scorpion G and the T29. And you can see it is, well, it's a good credit maker. Make no mistake about that. It is a good credit maker. But as I was saying, there's a thing that's slightly puzzling me. You have that. You've got the AMX M4 MLE 49. That has a 100mm gun, hands 310 damage per shot. We've got the lower 10.5cm gun, 310 damage per shot. If you're then looking at the tanks with more or less the same gun, we've got the Knerven, which has a 20-pounder gun. That's an 80mm, 80.3 in total, 190 damage. We've got the Chieftain T95, 90mm gun, rifled one. We're looking at the Chrysler, that's a 105. We've got the KV4, a 107 gun, that's 320 damage. So there's two tanks with a 90mm gun as tier 8 heavy tanks, which are the Chieftain and the T26E5, and then the Chieftain gets 212 pen and lower damage per shot and lower DPM, because the Pershing, the T26E5, the Sheriff, gets 240 damage per shot at 221 pen and 6.8 seconds in terms of reload. So it has a quicker reload. It gets better penetration and bigger damage per shot. And the Knerven has, that's the undisputed DPM king of all the tier 8 heavies currently, out of the 29 available. This tank sits second. It is, hence, I would recommend to go for maybe the rammer to really enhance the penetration, the DPM. But I don't think it would be a bad idea to give this tank the enhanced penetration. What's it called? What's it called? I don't know what's it called. The calibrated shells. Give it the calibrated shells, because then you get your penetration up to 232 on APCR and 292 on heat. And that's pretty freaking tasty. And high explosives goes up to 50, which is still not epic. But against tier 7 light tanks, you can do really well. And the tank, of course, has that gun depression as well. It has that rock-hard turret that the Pershing gets, and then a little bit more. And if you take a look at that, you have a really, really bulky, thick gun mantlet. It's really thick. Gun depression, use at 10 degrees. You've got a frontal turret of 190 on paper, the technical form, the number, but effectively you have that gun mantlet as well. That is 280 mils. Yes, that's quite correct. 280 mils of spaced armor, and then you have 190 mils of armor to punch through the front of the gun mantlet as well, because it's rounded, it's trollish. You have a front plate sitting at 152. When that's sloped backwards, you get 257, say 260 max in terms of effective armor. That's not bad at all. The sides are paper, but 76 mils and wide tracks allow you to side scrape at a pinch. So this is, well, a fairly effective DPM, heavium / medium type of tank. It's not a frontline heavy like the VK100 O1P. It is not a punch through the line heavy like the Wallet Breaker or I don't know, maybe the WZs of this world, because they have lower DPM, but they have a bigger punch. That's of course true. Make no mistake about that. The lower is a side scraping tank as well. This one, it packs all the good things that American tanks have. And this lower, God bless him, he hasn't quite figured out that yet, that shooting HE is useful, but not when you are when you're using it as your default ammo. And Gladiator PB, he realizes what is happening. He's getting shot here by the... what's the Lurb actually? Maybe the Lurb has been through his ammo? I don't know. You can see that later. He's going to shoot AP. He's going to shoot HE instead of AP rounds. In the meantime, Gladiator is sort of hull down behind all the rocks over here. And the tank angled like this, that's just going to be epic. Because you have that turret facing towards the enemy, you are protecting your front wheel if you keep it behind the rocks like Gladiator is doing here, and then they are looking at your front plate at 300 plus in terms of effective armor. That's brilliant, and that turret front, they will never go through. Even the cupolas are not that pronounced, and the cupola base is 150 round as well, so good luck, buddies. Good luck trying to go through. One more HE shots. Yeah, you have fun in your tier 8 premium tank, your German premium tank. I've got an American one, and it's a lot better. The sheriff's here in town. Anyways, this is a recommended tank. It's a good one. It's a pretty darn good premium tank. And yes, this is another premium review. I know there's people saying, well, he's doing all reviews. Maybe he has to do them. No, I do them because you want to watch them. Is it a good tank to buy? I'd wait for the second or the third time when it comes in the shop. It will be back later on. Take a look at the AMX M449, for example. That one was available first for a very high price, and then later on it was for regular prices. And even the Kampfpanzer 70 is now back in the store for quite a low price. This one will come back as well. Thank you, Puff Daddy. Thank you, Gladiator, for showing the replays on the channel and allowing me to use the footage. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, for watching. I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers and happy tanking!